I'd say I recreated your slab pretty close. All right, so we're gonna go to work and show you how to fix it. And you won't see this in the beginning of the video, but I do highly recommend, unless you really don't care that much, just grabbing a piece of painter's tape and hitting the edge of the BGS cases. So you do the top side and the other side, same thing, before you start. So the first thing you're gonna do is just grab the spritz that's in the case, spritz it off, and then wipe it down with the micro. Okay, you're gonna hear those scratches. So the next thing you're gonna do is grab some scissors and the green number 1 and just cut off a piece about card width and about an inch high, so roughly about like that. Then all you're gonna do is take this spritz, and you're gonna be going for a few minutes here, but I'm gonna put it in time lapse. And all you're gonna do is about every minute or so, you're gonna re-spritz it. I'll pick that up so it's not shaking on you. You're gonna have probably about, so as deep as yours are, you're probably gonna have, actually I know it's probably gonna be about 8 to 9 minutes of sanding tops, just to make sure you get all the way through to the bottom. If you watch this through till the end and don't stop in between steps before you go ahead and do this, I highly recommend, because you'll see at the end what I'm talking about, what you could miss if you don't spend enough time on this step. All right, so what you might not catch here in the time lapse is I am going to be moving up and down and side to side, as well as a little bit of circular motions on some of the passes. And I did stop and cut a new piece of the green 3 different times. So you're probably going to need, with yours, at least 3, maybe 4 times the sheets of the green with a fresh sheet to get all the way through it. Step 2, we're going to go with the gray one now. Grab your scissors. And get your spritz on. And get to sanding. So what you're doing now is each one of these is going to be a little finer than the last. So it's going to make the scratches finer and finer and finer. And what you'll see is that cloudiness that you just saw after the first step was completed will continue to dissipate as you go. And the more you go, the more you're going to want to make sure it's completely wet until you get to the final step, because that's going to stop anything more than just a fine scratch from being in the plastic, so that we can polish it out with the polish for the last step. So this step, I'm probably going to say roughly about 3 minutes, and then we'll move on to the blue, which are going to go a little bit longer, the red a little bit longer, and then the last polish step. So this step probably you don't need to go quite as much, because it's not that much of a step difference. So just a few minutes. But we're going to clean it up a little bit, and that'll let us know if there's any of those scratches that we missed. As you can see, it's starting to clear up. And we don't have anything deep, so we're good. We can just continue on here. Really fine scratches that most of the polish is going to take out. All right, so we're going to shoot that guy. So end of step 2, we should start to look like this a little bit. And then we're going to move on to step 3. All right, so the next one's going to be your number 3 after the gray. Just cut your piece out. This one you cut a little bit bigger piece, because you're going to work a little longer on this one. And I'm not going to bore you with another video of me scrubbing, but I'll let you know how long I go and all that good stuff. But this one you're going to spend a little more time on, probably about the 3.5 minute mark, just to make sure that it makes it easier when you get to the polishing stage. All right, this is after that step. I went about 4.5 minutes, spritzing every 45 seconds to a minute, just to make sure it stays nice and wet. As you can see now, it's just starting to be very, very fine scratches. So now we're going to move on to the next step, which is the red. Again, just cut off a nice sized piece. Spritz and get your polish on. Again, not gonna leave you here for the time lapse on this one, but this is that step, and you see what you're doing here. It's just, again, up and down, and then a little bit of left and right, but you're just gonna want to keep on grinding, and she'll get clearer and clearer as you go. All right, this is after our red step, about 3 to 4 minutes. Again, we are spritzing every about 45 seconds. And you can see we're getting really close. A lot of people would just be completely happy here from where it was, but we're going to get it all the way crystal clear here in just a minute. So next, got 2 steps left. This one you're not going to do very long, and the last one you won't do very long, just a couple minutes. We're going to grab that light blue that says number 5 on it. And same thing. Oops, jump that stuff there. Just going to do a spritz, go to town on it for a minute or two. Again, try and keep it as wet as you can for these last few steps, because you don't want all that work to go to waste. You know, catch it with too much pressure or whatever it is. Now, with these last few steps, you're going very light pressure, just basically the weight of your hand and the pad, or the polish pad. Just going through. If you run out of this, very simple. It's just, there's nothing special about it. It's just lens cleaner. You can get it at Walmart, anywhere, eBay, Amazon, any of that stuff. You don't have to reorder that from us. There's nothing special in there. It's just, that's all that is. Right, and here's where we're at. Now, you're not going to notice a big difference as you step down here each time now, but we're just trying to get them fine as possible. There are, again, remember I said there'd be a couple you might miss. Now, the polish should take those out, so don't fret about something like that, but there's a couple that were still in there that didn't come completely out. Now, lastly, we're going to grab our white finishing cloth number 6. We're just going to spend a few minutes with that one. This one, you do not need the wetness. It's good to hit it every little bit just to clear off the debris. Whoops, let's get the right side. Yeah, be careful. Make sure you know which side you have to, because that one's very, very difficult to tell which is which. But we're just going to kind of polish this guy around a little bit and clean it up for another probably 2 minutes, and then you're ready to polish up.